Good morning, everyone. Ah, we're enjoying iced coffee this morning. Iced coffee and headlines. It's a great day to get together with you. Today is Friday. It's the end of the week. Well, we still have tomorrow to go, but thank God it's Friday. And the closer we get to the end of this crazy heat wave, the better we're off. This is Coffee and Headlines, as you know, where we get together and take a look at headlines from our city, state, and country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, suggestions. We learn about what you're up to, what you're doing. We share and celebrate your questions, and we celebrate when those questions are answered. And we'll have one of those cases today, I'm very happy to say. Yes, Gary, heat wave is almost over. And Gary says, Tómala. Yes, I've had enough of this, but I have some good news. It is coming to an end. We have reports I'm going to share today. But before we before we get going with that, I would like to welcome everyone that is watching live for the first time to let us know by writing the word new, if that is the case, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. If you have something important to share with us, feel free to add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment, and we will highlight your comment later on in the broadcast. Let's take a look at the news. And of course, the news are dark. There we go. The heat wave is coming to an end, or so they say, or
woot woot.
Woot woot.
Almost done.
We're almost done. The National Water Commission has announced that starting today, the heat wave that has affected most of the country is starting to subside, bringing lower temperatures. Now, it may still take a few days for us to be able to feel the difference, but we will continue doing all the rain dances it takes. And when will the delayed rain season actually begin, we are wondering. Well, authorities are now saying that it will start to rain after Monday. However, they will not mark the official rain season beginning until 3 days of consecutive rain are registered throughout most of Mexico. Now, I went to take a quick look at Windy this morning, and this morning I can see, again, I'm not a weather expert, but look at all that all that rain south of Mexico just trying to break in. It is slowly trying to, or beginning to move into the country. So it is nice to see that as soon as the tropical formations that are happening south of the country. Hold on, I need to find my, hold on. Oh, that felt good. Anyhow, as soon as we are able to get these tropical formations to push the heat away, We can expect some rain, hopefully, at the beginning of this coming week. Moving right along, this is just a reminder of how life in our city can be quite laid back when you don't have to commute in and out of the city on a regular basis. But if you find yourself heading north along Highway 200 and find heavy traffic, don't think it's because something unusual is going on. According to this report from Vallarta Opina, bumper to bumper traffic along Highway 200 is now commonplace, and only the slightest disturbance or mildest of accidents is enough to slow vehicular flow to a standstill. This is worth keeping in mind if you are in a hurry to get somewhere. If you're not in a hurry, just relax and hopefully enjoy your air conditioned ride as you're trying to get from one place to the next. Now, let us actually take a look at the weather forecast to see what our snarky weatherman has to say this morning. Don't even think about poking my ocular sensor. Okay, we won't do that. It is 30 degrees Celsius right now. Humidity is high at 77%. And our temperature right now is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you Fahrenheit devotees out there, our weather forecast says it'll be a humid day with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day, a chance of rain of 5%, and a high temperature of 35 and a low of 27. Tomorrow, Saturday, clear skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, says the weather forecast. We'll hold it to a test. Chance of rain is 23% for tomorrow, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. A high temperature of 33 and a low temperature of 27. Oh, I just spotted a funny comment. I'll get to that in a second. First, Sunday, we can expect a humid day with partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Chance of rain 31%. So the chances of rain are increasing as we move forward. The high temperature for Sunday will be 33 and the low temperature will be 27. Let's see. Oh, John, God bless you. Yes, we will get to your question in a second. But first, let me also share a friendly reminder from, this came from Tribuna de la Bahía, of visiting the Naval Museum. Have you visited the Naval Museum yet? This morning, we spotted this nice little reminder by Tribuna de la Bahía of our city's Naval Museum, which is right there in the heart of town, waiting to be explored. And I cannot think of a better time to visit because it is air conditioned. The museum building itself was actually started in 1943 and inaugurated in 1949 to become headquarters for the Secretary of the Marine at the time. At some point, it served as a hospital and most recently as a museum. It features 5 different halls and a collection of 154 items that tell the story of our maritime history from the Spanish conquest to the present, revealing our country's tight relationship with the ocean. The museum, if you don't know, is located right next to Los Arcos Amphitheater, and it's open from Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The admission is free. And did I mention that it is air conditioned? I mean, what a perfect place to take a break from the heat in the middle of the city. I would also like to share with you a feel-good photo. At least it was a feel-good photo for me. Mexican conductor Alondra de la Parra is seen here at the podium of the Metropolitan Opera. No, she is not conducting opera. She's conducting a rehearsal for the American premiere of Like Water for Chocolate, a ballet choreographed by Christopher Wheeldon and with music by Joby Talbot. It is going to be performed by the American Ballet Theater, and the opening is tonight. So we are keeping our fingers crossed for an amazing performance. The work was actually premiered by the Royal Ballet in England a year ago to raving reviews. If you are curious about the American production, I will share an article by Harper's Bazaar in English for you to enjoy. And of course, we know that this work is inspired by the novel by Mexican author Laura Esquivel, which was published in 1989, and it was turned into a film 3 years later. And the film, like Water for Chocolate, if you haven't seen it, is was at the time the highest grossing foreign language film in the United States. It is a beautiful example of Mexico's, well, Latin America's magical realism style of writing. So if you're not familiar with this beautiful film, I strongly recommend it, or the book. The book is absolutely delicious. And now I want to share another feel-good moment. You may remember that just a few days ago, Logan asked the cluster, so where can I get my Acapulco chair repaired, or where can I find a repairman? And he found one, and this repairman came and restrung his chair at his own home, much to the delight of his two daughters, Mia and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See, I'm having a 420 moment. That would be the black daughter is Mia, and the lab is Honey. Of course, it's Honey. Honey and Mia are trying to be part of the activity here. So I'm happy that we were able to make this connection here at Coffee and Headline. Somebody provided a place to get the chair, or to find somebody that would restring the chair. And of course, Acapulco furniture is, for those of you that are wondering, a mid-century modern style that came from Acapulco in the late 1940s, when the city was experiencing the peak of its golden age, a favorite destination for many foreign tourists and film stars. We don't actually know who invented the chair. Several people have claimed that they called it the Acapulco chair, including a Mexican designer called Cecilia Leon Barra. We also don't know how international awareness of the chair began, but chances are that it had to do with Elvis Presley doing a film in Acapulco at the time, or perhaps with John Wayne purchasing a hotel and turning it into a private club for Hollywood socialites. The original chairs can still be found everywhere, and they're made with wrought iron, so they're very heavy. But nowadays, it is also common to find them online and on Amazon and other places, made of lighter metal. But here in town, your best bet, if you want to get your hands on one, is to keep your eyes open for the ginormous truck that carries them. We never know where the truck is going, and we never know where they're going to be selling them. But the best bet to do is, if you see the truck, just stop them and ask them to sell you one or show you one. And this, I do believe, brings us to our chit chat section. Let's see what you are up to for this wonderful weekend, and we'll take it from there. I see all kinds of good mornings, including Glenn. Thank you, Glenn, for pursuing a membership. It is much appreciated. You'll get your official thanks tomorrow when we acknowledge all the new members of the week. But thanks anyway. Thank you. Many good mornings. Tune. Happy Friday for... Happy Friday, says Dan. I think Kathy's going to kill me helping her with all of the housework she thinks needs to be done before her surgery on Monday. We'll keep our fingers crossed and some candles lit on Monday for Kathy's surgery. Oh, and speaking of surgery, I had a nice conversation. Well, I exchanged a few messages by text with Amy Armstrong, who is recovering from her... I joked with her. I told her that she went through an interior design project, and she laughed. So it wasn't too soon to make a joke about it. So Amy is recovering to the best of my knowledge. Let's see what else we have. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. Lots of chatting. Lots of chatting. And I don't see any cues. There's a cue. And yes, there was this cue from John. Help me understand the many uses of the Mexican word pedo. I thought it meant fart, but apparently it has many uses depending on how you use it. Like, que pedo. You are absolutely correct, John. Let me do a quick and dirty because I need to think about the different expressions. No hay pedo. Okay, well, first of all, pedo means fart. Is it a dining table kind of word? Maybe, maybe not. If you say I farted, yeah, me eché un pedo. It happens, so it's not a bad word. If you say que pedo, it's like saying what's up. And it can be either friendly or it can be confrontational, depending on how you say it. Like if you're about to start a fight with someone, you might put on your angry face and go, que pedo? Like, like what the fuck kind of thing. But it also can mean, how are you? It can also be something that you say when you're startled, like all of a sudden you're walking down the street and the transformer half a block away explodes. And you turn around to your companion and you go like, ¿qué pedo? Like, what the hell happened? So that's one. When you say, ¿qué mal pedo? What a bad fart. It has nothing to do with this. You say, ¿qué mal pedo? When something terrible happens to someone or something terrible happens. Like, a submarine just imploded and it was a catastrophic failure. You might say, and somebody might answer, que mal pedo. So that was a bad fart, indeed. No hay pedo means no big deal. And that's not the same thing as saying una peda, which would be the feminine version of pedo. And a peda is when you go out and really, really drink a lot. So it's a complicated thing. What can I say? I hope you acquired some new knowledge after all those explanations. Let's see what else we have. Boom, 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 boom. Sherry reports on her visit at the Naval Museum. It is a fun place. I did a walk around of it. I don't remember if I posted it on YouTube, but I can go looking for it and see if we can post it to YouTube for other people to enjoy it. John comments, it's the best air conditioning in the area, and I know it is. And I've heard Dan say this before. Love the Naval Museum, best handicapped bathroom in the entire town. There you go. And Sherry comments on the fact that the article said it's admission free, but they had to pay. That caught my attention as well, Sherry. I also had to pay, but it was only like 40 or 50 pesos. It was not a huge amount of money. They may have changed to free admission. I don't know that they did or they didn't. Angelica asks if it is a new museum. The answer is no. It's been around for quite many years. Let's see. That would be a great ballet like Water for Chocolate. Michal, I've only seen excerpts, short segments of it, and I'm hoping that either the American Ballet Theater or the Royal Ballet will make it available for screening, and I hope that we get to watch it someday because it is a beautiful work. The book was, and the film as well. Let's see what else we have. Kathleen asks if the Acapulco chairs are comfortable. Well, girl, it depends on how much tequila you've had. Actually, I do remember them being comfortable, but at the same time, you may want to put some pillows on them just in case, and that might be a more comfortable experience. The chairs can be sticky if you are in shorts and it is hot. This is true. However, the original idea behind the chairs is that the strings allow for air to move about your bum and your back as you're enjoying the chair. So, it has its pros and its cons. And a nice reminder from Joshua of tonight's Hecho a Mano PV that starts at 4, the latest pop-up arts and crafts show at Casa Guadalajara. Thank you very much for that. And another Q. Thank you very much. Great lecture yesterday. Thank you very much, Sal. Sal now told me that he was at the lecture yesterday at the presentation. He says to me, it's actually me doing all the conversation using my husband Frank's account. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I never expected cat and mouse to be mentioned, but thank you. Well, I am glad that you were familiar with the work, and I am glad that you enjoyed it. These are fun. I really, really enjoy doing the music presentations because they give us an opportunity to enjoy undivided attention listening or mindful music listening, which is actually really good for your health. Hopefully you'll come back to the next one. I see another cue. If you haven't looked at Amy's Facebook page, she posted a quick live this morning. She looks great. She's such a trooper. Yes, she is. I have not seen her page, but I am so happy to that she's recovering. Mark asks, did you get my email story on farts? Yes, I did. I didn't know, however, if you expected me to share it with the general public, but I did read it, and I am grateful that you shared it. Let's see. Albert clarifies that the museum is free 1 day a week. Unfortunately, I would not know which day of the week that is. And this brings us to the end of our broadcast for today. I hope this was a good broadcast for you. It was a good broadcast for me. And I hope the weather continues to improve and it gets cooler, or at least it starts to rain in the next few days. Today, of course, is Friday. We will get together again tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to a nice and relaxing weekend. I can only wish that you have one as well. So between now and the next time we get together, please stay happy, stay kind, stay cool, stay out of trouble, and stay in touch. Have a good one.